We already are yogi and just being here together, right? This part of yoga is just getting to connect with others and practice together. So this afternoon for our practice is really, it's going to be about coming back to your center. And how do we learn how to come back to our center when we get thrown off our center? And when things around us are changing and adapting and moving and maybe even look chaotic or in disarray. I think that's a word. But how do we stay centered? It seems to be our practice as human beings on this planet right now. And as yogis who desire to live consciously, live differently, live with our hearts open, and live really in a place of groundedness and centeredness so we can be that for others when they're not able to access that. So we can bring that love and shine our light on this planet so that we can be helpful. So it all begins with us learning how to be present with ourselves. So you can find your comfortable seat so that you feel a connection to the earth, sitting up on a prop or a chair. And then finding length in your spine up toward the sky so that now your breath has more space to move as you begin to consciously take deep belly breaths in through the nose and out through your nose or mouth if you feel like you need to release excess stress or emotion. And then eventually find yogic breath where you inhale through the nose and out through the nose. And we're going to practice a pranayama breathing technique called equal ratio breath. And it's essentially equalizing the length of your inhalation to the length of your exhalation. So one is not longer than the other or shorter than the other. So I like to bring a count within my mind to kind of get this going. So inhaling to the count of 4. And then exhaling to the count of 4. And then letting the whole cycle begin again, inhaling to the count of 4. And exhaling to the count of 4. And as you continue this technique, you might notice that your number lengthens maybe to 5. Just letting it be the exact rhythm for you. Harmonizing your nervous system and bringing you back to your center. Enjoying one more cycle of this equal ratio breath. And then returning to your natural breath. Bring awareness to your spine, the center of your body, from the top of your head, down each vertebrae to your tailbone. This is considered the midline of your body. And in front of your spine, there is an energy column called the Sushumna. And it lives in front of your spine and it runs up and down. And it governs all of the energy centers of your body. Now bring awareness to the right side of your body. Breathing into your right side and just becoming aware of any sensation. And then bring your awareness to the left side of your body. Breathing into every part on your left side. Becoming aware of sensation. And then see now if you can breathe evenly into both sides. Right side and the left side. Letting your breath move into both sides equally. The right and left lung, both receiving your in-breath. Both sides of your body softening toward your spine, toward your midline on your out-breath. Take one more deep belly breath. And then you can keep your eyes closed or open them with a soft gaze and find your fingers right at the corners of your collarbones, the top center of the chest, and then drop down an inch below here into the hollows and begin to lightly tap here as we do our wake up practice. So we're going to be breathing in through the nose and out through our mouth for this practice. This is helping to move energy through our meridians that all run to our organs, helping our immune system be strong, our nervous system to reset, and our organs to be healthy, because we know that ultimately that's what's running what's happening in our bodies, is the health of our organs. So take 2 more cycles of your breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth, waking up all of your meridians. Good. Then let's find the center of the sternum bone at the center of the chest. You can use 1 or 2 hands. And we're going to thump here on our thymus gland. Sending a message to our immune system to be strong. Breathing in through the nose and out through our mouth. One more cycle of your breath. Good. Find your hands on the sides of your low ribs. Tapping here on your spleen meridian. Our spleen is another governor of our immune systems. We want our spleen to be strong and also helping us to digest and assimilate our food as well as our emotions. 1 more cycle of your breath, in through the nose, out through your mouth. Find the front ribs now under the breast. thumping here on these neurolymphatic points for your spleen. So this is helping to drain your spleen of any toxins it's holding on to so it can do its job well. Breathing in through the nose, out through your mouth. Shake off your hands toward the ground, and then find your cheekbones directly under your pupils and lightly tapping here now on your stomach meridian points. Sending grounding energy down through your body, helping your stomach to digest and assimilate all your nutrients as well as your life experiences. One more round of your breath. Good. Shake off your hands. Rest your hands on your thighs and close your eyes. And pause here for a few breaths, just noticing what you're feeling in your body. Maybe some tingling, sensation, maybe nothing, whatever it is, you're just noticing. We'll continue to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth as we tap our hand to our thigh on the same side. And then we're going to pause, shake off our hands, and cross over the opposite hand to the opposite thigh. Getting the energies of your body crossing over, waking up both sides of your brain so they're talking to both sides of your body. Everybody in communication. So you can imagine you're bringing your left side over to the right side and the right side over to the left side. Good. One more cycle of your breath. Slowly coming to a pause. Place your hands in front of your hips, off of your skin, and we're going to seal into our subconscious mind and into our body, our intention for our practice. So you can let that just bubble up into your awareness, what you would like to focus on for your practice. And then you're going to inhale your hands up the midline of your body. Turn your hands out at your mouth. Exhale your arms up and let them sweep down to your sides and right back to where we started. 2 more times with your breath. Zipping up like you're zipping up a hoodie. And right at the midline of your body and sending your intention out into your life. Out into your energy field. 1 more time. Now we're going to hook it all up, middle finger to the third eye, other middle finger to your navel. Press in and pull up 3 cycles of your breath. In through the nose, out through your mouth, coming back to your center. Release when you're ready. Rub your hands together, shake them out, then rub your hands together again, create a little bit of heat and friction. And then we're going to place our hands over our eyes. So the heels of the hands come onto the cheekbones, our palms cover our eye sockets, and our fingers drape over our foreheads. Deep belly breaths here as we release tension out of our eyes. On your next exhale, you can release your hands. Slowly open your eyes. All right, we're going to make our way onto our backs for our warm-up. So you can clear your mat, but if you'd like to have a head and neck support, you can put a blanket or a pillow under your head. And then we're going to lie on our backs. And when you arrive on your back, your knees are going to be bent with your feet hip distance apart. Just take a moment here to just become aware of your midline, your center of your body, your spine. And when you bring awareness there, move your awareness into your back and let the muscles that run on the right side of your spine and the left part of your spine, let those muscles relax a little bit more into your mat. So we're going to return back to yogic breathing in through the nose and up through the nose. And we're going to warm up our hips and our shoulders and our core with flowing bridge pose. So as you inhale, your arms are going to reach up overhead and rest on or near the floor. You'll press into your feet and lift your hips up toward the sky, bridge pose. As you exhale, you'll lower your arms, your spine, and your hips back to the mat. And you're following the pace of your breath. Inhale, lift the hips, wake up your back body, fire up those muscles. Exhaling, lower your hips, spine, and arms. Follow your breath. Inhaling, hips rise up, back muscles turn on, hamstrings turn on. The front body opens. And then everything just relaxes back to the mat. One more time. Good. When your arms come back down to your sides, press into the backs of your shoulders and the palms of your hands into your mat. And now press into your feet. Scoop your tailbone under and lift your hips up again into bridge pose, making a straight line from your knees to your neck. As you ground into the backs of your shoulders, let the chest lift a little bit more toward the sky. As you ground into your feet, let your hips rise a little higher. So we're going to stay in the bridge pose here for a few breaths. Reaching long out through your knees. So reach them away from the body isometrically. And then let your front body feel softened and supported by your back body. Deep, full breath in. And release your breath as you slowly lower each vertebrae and then your hips down to the mat. Good. Walk your feet now to the wide edges of your mat. Your arms are going to go out to your sides on the floor, pressing down into the floor with your hands and your shoulder blades. Lift your chest a little bit more. Now, flex your feet, ground your heels into your mat, and take a deep breath in. Exhale your knees to the right. Roll into the edges of your feet for a windshield wiper stretch. We're taking 3 deep breaths here, helping our low back, our hips, and our knees to release. And then follow your in-breath to draw your knees up and over to the other side. 3 full breaths here. Keep those feet flexed to support your knees. And make sure you're rolling on the edges of your feet. That looks good. Nice. Breathing in deeply. Releasing the breath all the way out. And then inhale your knees back up to center. Exhale them to the right. Back to the first side. Option to add your right heel onto your left thigh now. Coming into a deeper IT band and oblique stretch. And then if it feels good in your head, turn your head to the left and bring your ear towards the mat. It takes a minute at least to 90 seconds for your tissue to start to release and to soften and to open those tight, congested areas. So that's the beauty of our restorative practice, is really allowing our bodies the time to open and to support our own healing, injuries and things we're working with. So enjoy another deep breath in and a full breath out. Then release your right foot and place it back on the mat and draw your knees back up toward the sky, letting them fall to the left side. You have the option to place your left heel onto your right thigh. And then perhaps bring your right ear toward the mat. And then allow your breath to move into your back, filling up all sides of your belly. Breathing into any sticky areas that you feel. Send your breath into those areas. Breathe in deeply. Exhale all the way out. Inhale, release your left foot, bring it to the mat, and float your knees up. Let your arms come back to your sides. Now walk your feet in hip distance apart. Draw your right knee into your chest and place your hands behind your right thigh. Your left leg can stay bent, or you can straighten your leg all the way onto the mat. So we're going to do our hip flow on this side to begin. So bring awareness into your right hip. From there, you're going to inhale, move your thigh away from your chest, and then straighten your leg and point out your toes. Your exhalation will draw your knee toward your right shoulder, bending your knee. So we're moving with our breath, inhaling thigh bone back into our hands, straightening the leg and pointing the toes, and then exhaling the knee toward the right shoulder. So you're going at your own pace, and if you want to linger in any one of these poses, you can. But we're looking to lubricate our right hip joint and to release congestion there. When our hips are really tight, we have a hard time walking and doing the activities we enjoy doing. So we're helping to bring fluidity back into the hips. 2 more times with your breath. When your knee comes back in toward your right shoulder, pause here and place your right hand on the outer right knee. Bend your knee. Yeah, good. Now flex your right foot. So draw your right knee into your chest, Angie. Yeah, like this. Yeah, good. Now flex your right foot. Awesome. Good. Now your left arm is going to come out on the floor. And as you inhale, you're going to slowly open your right hip and knee towards the floor to the right. As you exhale, your knee comes back up to center. So this is another flowing movement. Now, while you do this, this is called opening the book. So we're opening the book on the inhale, closing the book on the exhale. While you do this, keep your left hip grounding. So your left sitting bone to your left heel is grounding onto your mat if your leg is straight. If your leg is bent, you're firmly pressing into the left foot and keeping your leg hugged in toward your midline. So thinking about your midline, it's extending beyond the tailbone and extends beyond the top of the head. That's your center point. One more time. Inhale, opening up the hip. Keep your left hip stable on the mat. Exhale your knee back up to center. Good. Now switch hands on your knee. Left hand goes on the knee now. Right arm goes onto the floor. And it's your anchor, so your shoulder blade is on the mat. Relax your left leg. And inhale deeply. Exhale, guide your knee to the left. So now we're coming into this outer hip stretch and low spine twist. Exhale your knee back up to center. Flow with your breath. Inhale over the body to the left, keeping the right shoulder blade on the floor. Now for my friends that have low back, things that they're healing from, surgery, or if you have scoliosis, you're not going to twist as deep. You're just going to go to your edge, but you don't need to go deeply into the twist. One more time. Inhaling to the left with your knee. Exhaling back to center. Right knee is over your right hip. Interlace your hands again behind your thigh and now straighten your leg up toward the sky. Go into your right ankle and rotate your ankle one direction, moving with your breath. See if your mind can move your ankle instead of just you mechanically moving the ankle. And reverse directions. And then point and flex your foot. And then lift your heel up toward the sky. And at the same time, pull your leg a little bit down more into your hip socket. So you're stretching into your calves a little deeper. Breathe. Then inhale deeply. Exhale all the way out. Inhale again. As you exhale, release your leg. Activate your core and slowly lower your leg to your mat. Good. And totally relax your body. And just take a moment to notice what your right side feels like in comparison to your left side. Let's even things out now. We'll do that same sequence. Drawing the left knee into your chest, hands are behind your thigh. Your right leg is straight, or you can bend your knee and place your right foot firmly on the mat, stabilizing your right hip. So we'll come into our hip flow, inhaling our thigh bone away from our chest. Our leg straightens and our toes point toward the sky. Yeah, there you go. Exhale your knee toward your left shoulder. Inhale. Thigh bone back, straighten the leg, point out your toes. Exhale your knee, bend it toward the left shoulder. Yeah, there you go. Move with your breath. Go into your left hip and move your leg from your hip. Building that awareness and relationship to your hips, because they often will talk to us and have messages. One more time. Inhale, straighten your leg, point out your toes. Exhale, knee to chest. Pause here. Place your left hand on your left knee and flex your left foot. Your right hip down to your right heel or foot is pressing into the mat. Good. Anchor your right arm onto the ground out to your side. And inhale to slowly open your knee towards the floor to the left, opening the book. Exhale your knee back up to center. Go with the pace of your breath, flowing in your hips. Stabilizing the right hip and leg on the mat so it doesn't go with you when you open the book. It keeps you grounded on the floor. One more time. Pause up top. Place your right hand on your knee. Anchor your left arm on the ground. Relax your right leg. Inhale deep into your belly. Exhale, guide your knee to the right towards the floor while keeping your left shoulder blade on the mat. Inhale your knee back up to center. Exhale your knee to the right. For this twist, releasing in the low back, the outer hip, any sticky spots. Flowing in and out of here a few more times with your breath, leading the way. One more time. Bring your left knee back above your left hip. Pause here and place your hands behind your thigh. And now stretch your leg up, straightening the leg, thigh bone pressing back into your hands. So letting the leg straighten as best as you can. Good. Now go into your left ankle and all those tendons and ligaments and muscles and move your ankle around in one direction. Don't forget to breathe. And then the other direction. And then point and flex your ankle and foot. And reach your heel up toward the sky. Simultaneously, pull your leg down into your hip socket, stretching deeper through your calves. Good afternoon, calves. We tend to have a lot of tightness, so in this way we get to flush them with some blood, and that blood returns itself back to our hearts. Breathe in deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release your leg. Activate your core to slowly lower your leg all the way to the mat. And then totally relax your body. Take a moment to notice how your left side is feeling now. Your left hip, your left leg. Is it feeling a little bit more evened out on both sides? Then reach your arms up overhead. You're going to take a hand clasp and then turn your hands out. You're pressing out through your palms. And you're going to let your arms go overhead and rest near the floor as you flex your feet and reach your heels away from your hands. So we're taking this big stretch in our body, elongating our sides of our body, breathing deeply. Then we're going to inhale. We're going to hug all the muscles to our midline, tensing every muscle. And on the exhale, you're going to totally release the muscles, and you can release the hand clasp. We're going to do that again. Inhale. Reach your hands away from your heels. Tense all the muscles toward your midline. As you exhale, totally let go. Relax every muscle. One more time. Inhale. Squeeze the muscles towards the midline. Reach your hands away from your heels. Exhale. Totally let go. Relax your muscles. Shake your body side to side a little bit. And then pause. Then bend one knee at a time and place your feet on the mat. And then draw one knee at a time into your chest. Hug your hands around your kneecaps or your shins or the backs of your thighs. And let's massage our low back as we rock side to side. Knees hugged into your chest. And then we're going to roll all the way over to either side, rolling to your favorite side. Come into fetal position, relaxing your front body toward the ground. And then allow your head to come up last as you slowly press yourself on up. Okay, now that our hips are all nicely opened, we're going to come into half frog pose. What you all were hoping we would do today. So half frog, just watch. You're going to have your bolster or your two folded blankets that are stacked on top of each other, acting like a bolster, or your long pillows from your bed or your couch. And then you're going to have another pillow or blanket. And if you need an extra prop, I will get you one, but just watch for right now. So what you're going to do is you'll come onto all fours, and you're going to let your spine and your head will be able to still rest on your bolster, belly side down. And you're going to bring your right knee and thigh in line with your right hip, and it's going to rest on your folded blanket or on your pillow. So have it the long ways so that your knee and your foot can rest on the prop. I'm going to get you another pillow, Angie. That blue pillow, Jordan, can you give that to Angie? Good. How's that feeling, Ray? That looks good. So your pelvis, the front of your hips, is likely not on the bolster because your spine and your head, which is going to turn to either side, is going to rest on the bolster. If you need an added pillow under your head and you don't have that, just let me know. And then turn your head and rest on the left ear if that feels okay in your neck. If it doesn't, you can always rest with the forehead on the bolster. Everyone looks like we're set up good. And then just let your front body relax. Allow your breath to swell into your back when you breathe in. We'll relax here for a couple minutes and then we'll switch to the other side. Releasing in the left front hip, the right inner groin. Letting go in your body. As you're ready, you'll slowly stretch your leg back behind you so that you can transition back to all fours. And switch your prop now over to the left edge of your bolster so that you can slide your left leg. And remember, you want your knee to be right in line with your hip. Your hips, your pelvis, the front is likely not going to be on your prop, and that's okay. Make sure your head has a chance to rest, whether turning and resting on your right ear. You could stack your hands and rest your forehead on your hands or on the bolster. And then allow your right leg to just be totally relaxed. Helping to open the tissues of your hips, psoas muscles, that deeper layer of your hips and your core that connect your torso to your legs, those psoas muscles. And they can hold a lot of tension and fear and anxiety. Just really allow them to open so those emotions can be felt and worked with and released, transformed, so it doesn't hang out in your body as an imbalance. our bolster to horizontally in the center of the mat. We'll set up our head and neck support on this side. We're going to come and put the front of our pelvis now on the bolster. And we'll come and stack our hands, either rest our forehead with our top hand, palm side up, or you can turn your head again to either side, resting on the ridges of your ear, only if that feels good in your neck. And this is all about helping those deeper psoas muscles release at the front of the hips. Helps to also open the low back when we do this. So your legs are just totally relaxing. And on each exhalation, just letting your pelvis release into your crop. Softening the buttocks, the low back, your legs. Bringing your breath all the way into your back ribs when you inhale. And feel your back ribs soften back toward your midline as you exhale. If your head is turned to one direction, let it turn to the other side to even out your neck. As you're ready, bring your hands underneath you. Slowly press yourself back onto your knees with your toenails either on the floor or toes tucked under. Come into puppy pose so that your head is resting on your bolster, your hips can stay over your knees. If you have more flexion in your knees, let your hips release back toward the heels, stretching through your spine. Fingertips on the floor. Reaching your armpits up toward the sky and then soften your chest toward the earth. Good. Slowly come on up. We're going to make our way back onto our backs. Put a head and neck support down and then have your bolster nearby you. And you're going to make your way onto your back and bring your bolster set up underneath your hips, right into the center of the bolster. So the bolster is horizontal. Hips are in the center, on top of the bolster. So lift your hips up and slide it under. There you go. Yeah, good. Everybody feel good? Looks good. Feet are hip distance apart. Just tuck your shoulders a little bit underneath your chest. And we're going to bring our fingers behind our head, right to the notch at the back of your head where your skull meets your neck. There's a little hollowed notch right there in the center back of the head. This is a power point to the body. It's a place where we can recharge the battery of our body. What we're going to do is we're going to bring our fingers 2 inches out and away from that center point. So we go over these tendons. It's like we're going over the mountains, and then we come into the valleys again on the other side, and it kind of flattens out. These are 2 other power points of your body. So you're just going to massage deeply on these points for a few breaths, breathing deeply as well. They might be a little sore. You're going to just let your fingers stay right there, relax. You don't need to be pressing hard, but let the elbows relax on the floor. Just keeping your fingers right here. It's like you plugged your fingers into these 2 electrical sockets. You don't want to move the fingers quickly. So you're going to keep them here. And we're going to come into legs up or supported shoulder stand. So our legs are going to come up over our hips. We can keep a bent knee if that's what we need to do. Otherwise, the legs are straight and they're zipped up together like they're one unit. If this doesn't feel supportive, we can always keep our feet on the floor in the supported bridge pose. We're going to be here for just a few minutes. So let your eyes close, relax in your jaw. Just receiving the nourishment from your blood as it travels from your feet and legs into all of the hormone centers of your body, bringing balance, nourishment. You might feel some heat or tingling or pulsation under your fingers, and that's totally normal. Try to just keep them there even if it feels a little uncomfortable at times. Just helping to recharge the battery of your body. Going to massage deeply into the points again your fingers are on. Breathing deeply. And then you're going to press in and then pull your fingers out. Bring them alongside your neck, down your neck. Place your left hand over the organ of your heart on the left side of your chest. Your right hand is just going to come on your belly for right now. Then you're going to slowly bend your knees, bring them in toward your chest for 3 deep breaths. Then you're going to place 1 foot at a time onto the mat with your feet hip distance apart. We're going to relax right here in supported bridge pose with our hips releasing into our bolster. You're going to keep your hands right where they are. One is at the left hand is still at the heart. Your right hand, you're going to reach it up toward the sky now. You're going to let your hand land wherever it intuitively wants to land. Wherever in your body that needs some extra support, healing, clarity. Just let your hand rest there. And if you can't reach the part that you would like to, just place your hand wherever you would like and send that healing energy to that area of the body. Our hearts are an electrical system. And essentially, we're just sending this healing heart energy into anywhere in our body that needs extra support today. Slowly release your hands. Bring your hands on either side of the short ends of your bolster. You're going to lift your hips up, slide your bolster to the left so that your right hip comes to the right edge of your bolster, and then lower your hips into your bolster. Your arms are going to anchor out onto the floor again, out up to the sides. Pressing into your hands, lift your chest. Now draw one knee at a time into your chest. Hug your legs together and let your knees fall to the left so they land on or near the bolster. Your right shoulder blade is still anchoring you onto your mat as we come into this reclined twist. If it feels good in your neck, you can bring your right ear toward the mat any amount. And then breathing into all sides of your belly. more deep, full breaths. Returning your head back to neutral. Bring your right knee up and then your left knee. Place one foot at a time onto the mat. And then you'll lift your hips up and slide your bolster to the right so that your left edge of your hip comes to the left edge of your bolster. Do the second side now, drawing the knees in toward our chest first, and then letting the knees fall to the right so that they can rest on the bolster. If you need another prop on top of the bolster so that your leg needs a prop, you can put that there. If you need one, let me know. Your left shoulder blade is on the mat, and if it feels good in your neck, turn your head to the left. Enjoy 3 more deep belly breaths. Bring your head back to center. Bring one knee up at a time. Bring one foot at a time to the mat. Lift your hips up. Align your hips into the center of your bolster again. And then move your bolster down south so it goes under your knees and you're coming right into Shavasana with the low back support. Have an eye pillow you'd like to use, or if you would like an eye pillow, let me know. Just allowing your body to rest. There is a place I know where only I can go, and no one else can go there for me. Yes, no one else can go there for me. There is a place I know where only I can go. Allow your breaths to deepen. Bring light movements into your toes, into all your fingers. Letting your arms slowly move overhead as you point your toes in a full body stretch. And as you feel ready, you'll roll onto your favorite side into fetal position, softening your front body toward the ground. Allowing your head to come up last as you return back into a comfortable seated posture. Let's place our hands together at our heart center. Taking a couple deep breaths here. And asking yourself, how am I feeling now? And let's gather up our love and our gratitude for our bodies, for our lives, for all the blessings and support and the challenges that cause us to grow and to trust that all is for our highest good. Let's send that out into our world this evening with the sound of one Om together. Let's breathe in together. Om.